Okay, so right next to the Bacchus illicifolia up here is a shrub called Rhamnus illicifolia in the Rhamnaceae. And its common name is hollyleaf redberry. And this guy is a close relative of Rhamnus crocea, which we learned a few weeks ago in the MMWD. And one big difference is the leaves are larger than Rhamnus crocea. You remember Rhamnus crocea leaves were so tiny. These ones here aren't particularly large. They're maybe 50% larger than the Rhamnus crocea that we saw. But they can be much bigger. They could be 2 to 3 times the size of this. They can be the same size kind of as like a coast live oak leaf. In fact, sometimes people, when they see this shrub, they sometimes confuse it with coast live oak because it has a spiky margin. But you'll notice the spines of the margin don't correspond to a secondary vein, and they're kind of more regular than a coast live oak spine. Another great character on the venation, since we're focusing in on it, is the tertiary veins. I think this is maybe the best character for this species, and you can see that the tertiary veins are just a really nice, intricate kind of network of veins, and they're dark green on a light green background. So, to me, it kind of reminds me of, I don't know, it's kind of a very beautiful pattern that you might see on a ancient vase or something like that. But this one has a cool fungus on it or something. Ooh, yeah. Okay, so simple alternate leaves. They're evergreen. They're usually dark green on the top and kind of lighter green on the bottom. And usually have reddish petioles. And another important characteristic to differentiate it from Rhamnus crocea is this is an erect shrub, okay? So this one is actually pretty tall. You often see them just about this big, but what you don't see is them just like this big with a bunch of intricate overlapping branches like Rhamnus crocea. This one it's much more of a spreading shrub. So even if it's low to the ground, you can sort of see space in it, and you can, the branching pattern is quite different from Rhamnus crocea. Where do you find this guy? You find him in woodland and chaparral, usually kind of in the drier parts of the East Bay Hills. It's also really common in the foothills of the Sierra. That's going to be a common pattern today. We're going to see a lot of plants today that are in these kind of drier slopes around the Central Valley. So a lot of the plants that are common in Mount Diablo State Park are also common in the foothills of the Sierras, kind of low elevation Sierra Nevada. And this is definitely a very common plant in the foothills of the Sierra and very common here in Mount Diablo. But you can see this, I've seen this in Tilden Park, for example, in the kind of drier slopes. It produces red berries that are really nasty. Don't eat them. I don't think they'll kill you or anything, but birds like them. They're bright red. And what else can I say about it? So to identify this plant, simple alternate leaves. They have regular serrations that are kind of usually pretty spiky. And then the underside, I think a really good character is that the light green underside of the leaf that has that network of dark green tertiary veins in a very intricate pattern. And that's all I got to say about Rhamnus illicifolia.